Hey guys, my name's Aaron. I'm an environmental science major. I'm going to be a sophomore next year, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about how to plan and prepare for a speech. So your Comm 107 class you're about to take is going to be pretty easy, I'm not going to lie to you, but this class is very, very important to the rest of your life. So basically, every single class you're going to take, every lecture you're going to be in, even every one-on-one conversation you're going to have is going to be affected by this class. So the things you will learn through this class are going to be very important throughout the rest of your life. First step in planning a speech is going to be to find a topic. So this is a very important phase because it'll either set you up for a good speech or a bad speech. One of the first things you want to look for is something that you're passionate about. So if you've played a sport for a lot of years, you might want to think about that. Or if you're good in a certain subject in school or something like that, that would also work. But you also need to have something that you're an expert on. You need to have something that you know a lot about or you think you can find a lot of research for to help you talk to your audience like an expert would. So that brings me to the last point. You need to also think about your audience while you're making a topic. You need to find something that will keep the class enthused or on point, focused. You're not going to try to do something too boring or too like out of this world, like talk about physics or science or something, because they'll probably lose a lot of people. After you found a suitable topic, you're going to want to create something called a statement of central idea. So what this is basically like a goal for your speech, like what you want to get out of it when you are done with it. So you're gonna give the topic of your speech, and you're gonna talk about like the methods of how you're gonna speak to the class, like whether or not you're gonna give examples from the real world, or whether or not you're gonna give a problem and then say a solution. After you have your SCI in place, you can begin to do your research. Research is very important because it will provide you with all the supporting materials that you need to give your speech. So some of these can be statistics or examples from the real world, or stories, or if you're using something with media, you can talk about maybe magazine articles you read or newspaper things you read. But what you're going to want to aim for are scholarly and academic sites. So one way that I know I use all the time is Google Scholar. If you Google anything in Google Scholar, it'll give you only academic and scholarly articles, journals, scientific records. It'll only give you the best of the best. After you've conducted all your research, you're going to want to think back to your SCI. Now think about, do your materials that you found support your argument? Are there counter arguments you haven't thought about? You want to take all of that into account and make sure that your SCI is really good and you're going to be able to work with it as you create the rest of your speech. Organizing your speech is also a very important part of the process. You're going to want to ignore the intro and conclusion for now and think about your SCI and your body. So after you state your SCI, you're going to want to move on to the body. What you want to do is break that up into subtopics and come up with pieces of information that you can say with transitions in a row that make sense going from one to the other. You're not going to have too many subtopics in your body, however. You're going to want to have just a few big points that you can talk about in detail and not get lost and off topic with 5, 6, 7 subtopics that you're not going to be able to get to in a 45-minute speech. Once you have a good idea about how the body of your speech is going to work, you're going to want to move on to your PowerPoint or your visuals. So what you're going to want to do is think of, as you speak through it, what do you think should be playing behind you or showing behind you that'll emphasize your speech and give more than just words to the audience. So if you're talking about statistics, you might want to find some sort of infograph, or if you're talking about a crazy catastrophe, you're going to want to find pictures, or especially something personal. If you play baseball a lot, you probably want to put in some pictures of you playing baseball. So you just want to think about that, how you're going to use the pictures to help your own speech, how you're going to connect to the audience, how you're just going to bring your whole speech together and make it better and just seem more interesting. After this, you're going to want to go back to the intro and conclusion. So the intro, you just want to try to get people's attention and orient them to the situation, especially if you're talking about something scientific. Like my speech was about renewable energy. So in the beginning, I needed to orient people and kind of get everyone on the same page so they know what renewable energy was and how it works in our country. So you're going to want to do that, get everyone's attention, and then go through your speech. In a conclusion, you're going to want to summarize what you talked about and try to motivate the audience, give them something to think about, give them something that they should try to do, like save the world or something crazy like that. Once you get through all these steps, you're going to be ready for the important stuff, practicing. What you want to do is say the speech out loud. This seems very simple, but it is very important. You need to say it out loud to somebody or to nobody. Just get an idea of how it sounds, how it's going to work, how long it's going to take. It's a 45-minute speech. If you say it out loud one time, you can know if you're an 8-minute speech or if you're a 2-minute speech. So just get it out there, see what it sounds like, and practice as much as you can. Well, I hope that helps you guys out, and hope you enjoyed the class and have a good time at Maryland. So there you go.